Tiramisu is probably one of my favorite things to order at an Italian restaurant, and I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. It's super, super easy to make on your own at home. So today we're making tiramisu. Let's get into it. The first step in making a tiramisu is putting together the Savoiardi, or whipped egg yolks and sugar. To do this, add 6 egg yolks to a double boiler and gradually add in 1 cup of sugar. Ideally, this is superfine or caster sugar, but regular sugar does work. The Savoiardi might just end up with a slightly grainy texture. Anyway, whisk this together constantly for about 10 minutes or until it reaches 165 degrees and has about doubled in volume and is pale yellow in color. Remove from the heat and allow to cool for a few minutes before adding 1 1/4 cups of room temperature mascarpone. Do yourself a favor and try a little bit of the mascarpone on its own. It's truly so delicious. Anyway, mix this until smooth and then set aside. Next, in a large bowl, whip up 1 3/4 cups of heavy cream to stiff peaks. Then gently fold the whipped cream and mascarpone mixture together. You want this to be well combined, but try not to knock out too much of the air as you go, as the end result should be light and fluffy. Then pop this into the fridge to chill until you're ready to build your tiramisu. Now that we've made the mascarpone cream, putting together the tiramisu is pretty straightforward. First off, dip ladyfingers in very strong coffee or espresso and arrange them in the bottom of a 9x9 pan. For me, this ended up being 14 ladyfingers per layer. Next, add half of the mascarpone cream over the ladyfingers, smoothing it out so it gets into all the nooks and crannies of the pan. And then just repeat everything you just did for the second layer. Now, a few important notes. Number 1, you want the ladyfingers to be saturated but not soaked, so just dip them for 2 to 3 seconds per side before moving on to the next one. 2, make more coffee than you think you need. It really sucks to have to make another cup halfway through the building process. And 3, you can sub out some of the coffee for coffee liqueur, but I personally don't love alcohol in my desserts, so I don't make my tiramisu with it. Now, once you're done with the second layer, refrigerate overnight or for at least 4 hours to let it set. Then when you're ready to serve, dust with a generous amount of unsweetened cocoa powder. And that's it! Slice into your desired serving size. I typically do 16 for a 9x9 pan. And there you have it, the perfect slice of homemade tiramisu. The combination of espresso and mascarpone is truly a match made in heaven. Add in some notes of chocolate, some ladyfingers for texture, and some whipped cream just for the hell of it, and you have a truly indulgent and delicious classic dessert. This was just one of those recipes that once I found it online, I knew that I was never going to need to search for another tiramisu recipe ever again. So I highly recommend that you go try this on your own and let me know if you make this. Tiramisu is probably one of my favorite desserts to order when at an Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
Oh my god, right? And just like when it's done well, I can still actually taste.
Jake, bring your consoles. Thoughts on the best tool for extrication?
Do you mean extraction?
That one, whatever.
I think your best tool is going to be a poorly removed one.
Any other cocoa powder?